Did you know that e-invoicing system applies not only to sellers but also to e-commerce operators invoicing on behalf of them? Hi everyone, I'm Annapurna from Team ClearTax, and in this video you can learn about e-invoicing rules and procedures applicable for e-commerce operators. The e-invoicing system under GST requires certain notified businesses to report B2B invoices with the government's Invoice Registration Portal or IRP for authentication. In turn, they will receive a signed invoice reference number or IRN and QR code, both of them which have to be printed on the invoice before issuing it to the buyer. Now, businesses can also generate e-way bills via IRP wherever it's applicable. Applicability of e-invoicing to e-commerce operators. We all know that e-commerce operators have B2C sales on the higher side. For example, purchases done by you and me on e-commerce website for our consumption do not require e-invoice. However, there are certain handful of B2B sales which is done by the e-commerce operators which will require e-invoice if turnover exceeds the threshold. Here, the customers will have to provide their GST identification number, such as an employer ordering mobile phones online for its employees to carry out day-to-day business activities. Further, consider an example of an online wholesaler platform like IndiaMart, which predominantly has B2B sales, where e-invoicing will apply if their annual turnover exceeds the threshold limit. So now let's check out the threshold limit applicable for e-invoicing. If the overall turnover of a business is more than Rs 500 crore as threshold in any financial year from FY 2017-18, they must have begun generating e-invoices from 1st October 2020 for their B2B documents such as invoices and credit or debit notes. Likewise, where the annual turnover has exceeded Rs 100 crore in any of the previous financial year starting from 2017-18, then such business must have started compliance from 1st January 2021. To understand the kind of B2B sales that an e-commerce operator might have, it is important to know their working models for GST purpose. It is classified broadly into two types, the inventory model and aggregator model. First is an inventory model where the operator sells his own goods or services through its website and issues invoices. For example, Bhailu's Biryani takes food deliveries on its own website. Second is an aggregator model where the e-commerce operator gives a platform for the vendors to sell their products, which can be further classified into two types for GST purpose. First, e-commerce operator raises invoice and pays GST on reverse charge basis as applicable under Section 9 subsection 5 of CGST Act, such as Ola, Urban Clap and Oyo Rooms. And second, TCS is collected by e-commerce operator from online sales made by the e-tailers as applicable under Section 52 of the CGST Act for the rest. In this case, the online seller will issue an invoice to the customer while the e-commerce operator must issue an invoice for commission collected from the online seller. Here, both the online seller and e-commerce operator must generate e-invoice on their respective B2B sales if their respective turnover exceeds the threshold. But there can be instances where e-commerce operator issues an invoice on behalf of the online seller to its customer. In case if it's a B2B sale and the annual turnover of that online seller exceeds the threshold limit, it becomes the e-commerce operator's responsibility to generate the signed IRN and QR code for e-invoices. To sum it, e-commerce operator can report his own invoices or invoices raised on behalf of online sellers for the online sales made by them. Invoices generated by e-commerce operator can be with respect to the sale of his own goods or services online or with respect to the commission charges collected by him from the e-tailers. It should be noted that the online sellers who are raising invoices for online sales will not make the e-commerce operator liable for e-invoicing. E-invoicing system also applies to export of goods or services, including sales made to SEZ developers by or through e-commerce operators. However, it does not include import of goods or services online or the sale made to SEZ units. Further, e-invoicing system does not apply to supply of passenger transport services such as Ola, Uber, Rapido. Moreover, online sale of movie tickets for multiplex screens are excluded from the e-invoicing system. The government has made a separate provision on the e-invoice portal or the IRP for e-commerce operators to report B2B invoices or CDNs that is issued on behalf of their online sellers. In this case, e-commerce operator must report his e-commerce GST identification number, that is ECM GSTIN, apart from the seller's GSTIN. Upon receiving the signed invoice reference number or IRN and QR code, the e-commerce operator can issue the e-invoice both to the seller as well as to the customer. The e-commerce operator can access the IRP using application programming interfaces. These include Generate IRN API while reporting invoices for self or on supplier's behalf, Cancel IRN API available against IRNs generated by e-commerce operator, Generate e-way bill API, Cancel e-way bill API available against IRNs generated by e-commerce operator, Get IRN API available against IRNs generated by the e-commerce operator. Accessibility of e-invoices by e-commerce operators. It must be noted that e-commerce operators cannot access the IRNs generated by their online sellers. Likewise, IRNs cancelled by their online sellers also cannot be accessed by e-commerce operators. However, the e-way bills generated via IRP by the online sellers can still be accessed by the e-commerce operators. If you find this video useful, please like and share it. And don't forget to subscribe to ClearTax channel. Thank you.